'Cause I knew I was gay when you walked in. So kiss me deeply now, flew me to places I've never been. So just take me on the cold hard ground. Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. Today it is Saturday and as you can see the lighting isn't as it usually is because it's later in the day because I'm just trying to test new lighting. So today's video is about when I knew I was gay. Now the thing about this is, I suppose in a way, like we all know that we're different, right? We all know that, so it's never just one day you were gay. You've always known, you just didn't know there was a word for it, you didn't know that there was a specific thing that made it what you are. But then one day we learn this label known as gay and we realise that we identify with it because we're either a woman who likes a woman or we're a man who likes a man. So the way that I realised is, when I was a kid, I loved the Power Rangers, I loved stage productions, and I absolutely loved superheroes. So, and they're all, you know, like tights and Lycra, and I just loved men in Lycra. And if you've ever seen Billy Elliot, which is a personal favourite of mine, it's quite literally just a man in really tight sort of legging pants that you almost can't even see and completely topless. And I suppose the way that I realised that I was gay is quite simply, I realised that I enjoyed watching men what's the word? I realised I liked watching men jump around in tights and Lycra, and I mean the male form has always intrigued me, initially on a curiosity level and later on a sexual level, but overall I just always found it more aesthetically pleasing, the broad shoulders, the nice chests, the arms and everything. That was always my kind of, I suppose you could say, my kind of interest, and I don't know why I didn't get into drawing because I loved but you know, I suppose I appreciate it from a more visual aspect. So the guys have been talking about when they were young and they used to play with Barbie dolls and things like that. I played with some of my sister's dolls, but I wanted some of my own, and it wasn't like I wanted Barbies. Back when I was a kid, it was all about Bratz dolls. Bratz dolls were huge, like they were the big thing back then, and my favourite were the boy versions. They were like Cameron and Nick and all that, and they were all the boyfriends to the Bratz dolls. So I would always ask for male versions of the Bratz dolls so I could play with my sisters and they could pretend like to be boyfriend and girlfriend, or mums and dads and things like that. I don't know if you guys play with that. Let me know if you do, because I found it was always fun to play with male and female dolls of the same niche, like, you know, Barbie and Ken, or, you know, the Bratz dolls and the Guy dolls and things like that. But other than that, played with Transformers, I played with Thunderbirds, I played with Ultron, I played with Hot Wheels cars. For the most part of my childhood, I wasn't straight, I was just more boisterous, and I suppose it's because I grew up with boy cousins and they were always very rough, tough, so I learned how to be like them. Nowadays they're still rough, tough, and I'm a bit of a wimp, but you know, life changes, and I'm happy being a wimp. I mean, it has its perks, I'll give you that much. The first time that gay really came up in conversation was when I was 11 years old. My dad actually asked me and I said no because I was, you know, I was afraid of his reaction. And the weird thing was, right, my dad was fine with it when I came out, but my mum just died, absolutely died. She was all like, oh, I've been betrayed by nature. I don't know how, don't know why, but yeah, it was a bit backwards for me. Not that it's stereotypically that way, but you know, I suppose it was a little bit out of character because normally, you know, the dad is like, oh, and then the mum's like, oh, I love you no matter what, honey. No, the other way around. Actually, my dad tried to give me the talk, so that was, you know, strange on its own. I was like, Dad, if this is killing you in any way, if this is really uncomfortable for you, you can stop. I'm 15 years old, because this is after I came out. I was like, I'm 15 years old, I think I know what I'm doing by now, and if I don't, I suppose I'll learn or ask my friends. It was really sweet though that my dad would try for me to, you know, take an interest, I suppose, in who I am, because I was always afraid of disappointing my father, but you know, after all, it happened in a really odd way, to be quite honest. Everyone knew before me, like, and not that everyone knew I was gay, but everyone knew that I was different. Like, we all knew there was something different about me to everyone else, we just didn't have a word for it at the time, especially in primary school when kids are horrendously treacherous and they're just all kinds of mean. I was outcast a lot because I was different and I liked different music, and as a boy I'm not supposed to like things like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears or Madonna and things like that, but I did. That was my thing, and Kelly Clarkson and even Pink back then, back when it was all misunderstood and not the truth about love. But yeah, I mean, there's not much more to tell. My childhood was more or less raised like a straight boy, and with a bit of a hint of gay, I suppose. And then one day we found out that I was. And you know the funny thing is, all my friends in primary school, I found out later, just bred the most amount of gays. It's not even funny, and I can't even believe how many of us there were. I think in total from my primary school there were about 10 to 15 homosexuals and bisexuals, which I thought was quite cool because I was friends with all of them, and you know, we were just like, we gravitated towards each other. We had no idea why we liked each other, we had no idea how we came together or what we had in common, but we knew that we were all different in a special way and we all stuck together, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, I knew I was gay when I really started to see men for the aesthetic that they are, in terms of like working out and muscles and, well, and even, you know, the nether regions. So, and when that came about, let's just say I knew I was gay, if you know what I mean. Yeah, from that moment on I was like, no, I don't like Gina's, I like Peen. Anyway guys, I will let you go. That's all from me this week. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to subscribe or like, because I really want to know if you enjoy these videos. And comment below, did you have a strange sort of acceptance? Was there something a little bit odd about when you came out or when you realised? Let me know, because I really love reading comments and I love knowing about other people. Anyway guys, ciao for now. This video was brought to you by the colour emerald and the disposition of flexibility. We will see you next time on Time of Gay. Bye bye now.